Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that holds the key to your success, your happiness, and your future, taking control of your life. Too many of us live in a passive state, allowing circumstances, other people, and the world around us to dictate our direction. But here's the truth: the moment you decide to take control, you open the door to unlimited possibilities. Taking control of your life is about shifting from being a passenger to becoming the driver of your own destiny. It means you're no longer at the mercy of external factors, but you are the one making decisions, setting goals, and taking action. It's about becoming the person who shapes their own future rather than letting life simply happen to them. The most successful people I know are not the ones who wait for things to fall into place. They are the ones who make things happen. They wake up with purpose, act with determination, and refuse to be complacent. They understand that they have the power to steer their life in any direction they choose. But of course, this doesn't happen by accident. You don't take control of your life by just wishing for it. It requires a mindset shift, discipline, and a commitment to personal growth. It means taking responsibility for your actions, learning from your mistakes, and continuously striving to improve. The good news is you can start right now. You can take the first step today, right in this moment. You don't need to wait for the perfect time or for things to magically align. The perfect time is now. And when you start taking control of your life, everything changes. Your relationships improve, your career takes off, and most importantly, your inner peace and fulfillment will skyrocket. You must take full responsibility for where you are in life. Stop blaming others, circumstances, or luck. Your results are a reflection of the decisions you've made. When you own your choices, you empower yourself to change them. Goals are the roadmap to your future. Without them, you're just drifting. Set specific, measurable, and time-bound goals. They should challenge you, but also be realistic. Make sure your goals inspire you to take action every day. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Every minute you spend is an investment in your future. Learn to prioritize, eliminate distractions, and spend your time on what will bring you closer to your goals. Success doesn't come from motivation alone, it comes from consistent, disciplined action. Build habits that align with your vision. Stay focused even when it's hard. Discipline is what separates those who achieve from those who just dream. Never stop learning. Constantly seek out ways to improve your skills, knowledge, and mindset. The more you grow, the more control you'll have over your life. When you're growing, you're thriving. Your mind can either be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. Choose to think positively, focus on solutions, and believe in your ability to succeed. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your life. Taking control means doing something about it. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Don't just plan, execute. The world rewards those who act, not those who hesitate. Stay accountable to yourself, your goals, and your commitments. Surround yourself with people who support your vision and challenge you to be better. Accountability creates the pressure to grow, stay on track, and keep pushing forward. Taking responsibility for your life is one of the most powerful shifts you can make. It means understanding that your present circumstances, your successes, and your failures are a direct result of the choices you've made. No one else is to blame. No one else is responsible for the direction you're heading in. If you want to change the course of your life, you have to start with taking full ownership of your decisions and actions. The moment you stop making excuses and blaming others is the moment you take control. It's easy to point fingers and say, if only I had this or if only they would do that, but the reality is that we are the architects of our own lives. Life doesn't just happen to us, we are making it happen. The good, the bad, and everything in between is a result of the choices we've made up to this point. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for things to change on their own. You realize that change begins with you. You understand that you are not a victim of circumstance, but a creator of your own destiny. The power to improve your situation, to elevate your life, lies within you. By accepting responsibility, you unlock that power and begin to take deliberate action toward the future you want. Taking responsibility also means accepting the consequences of your actions, good or bad. If you make a mistake, own up to it. Don't run from it. Learn from it. Mistakes are part of growth, and if you aren't willing to accept responsibility for them, you'll never truly grow. It's easy to blame others for setbacks, but the real growth happens when you take a hard look at what you could have done differently and commit to improving. This isn't about guilt, it's about empowerment. The moment you take responsibility, you take the power back into your hands. You stop living life by default and start living it by design. You begin to move from being reactive to being proactive. You don't wait for life to throw you a break, you go out and create that break yourself. When you take full responsibility, you also take control of your attitude. You realize that while you may not have control over everything that happens in your life, you do have control over how you respond to it. You choose your reactions, and this choice determines how far you'll go. It's about being proactive in every area of your life, your career, your relationships, your health, and your personal growth. Taking responsibility for your life is the first step toward true freedom. It's a declaration that you are no longer willing to let the world dictate your future. You are the author of your story, and you have the power to rewrite it at any time. Setting clear goals is one of the most fundamental principles to achieving success in life. Without clear goals, you're simply wandering through life with no direction. It's like getting in a car and driving without knowing where you're headed. Sure, you're moving, but you'll never reach a destination that matters unless you define where you want to go. Clear goals are the roadmap that guides you toward the future you desire. They give you focus and purpose. When you set a goal, you're making a promise to yourself that you're going to work towards something meaningful, something that pushes you to grow, to be better, and to achieve more. Goals give you a reason to get out of bed in the morning with excitement and anticipation. They create energy, and they create momentum. But here's the key: your goals must be specific. Vague goals like "I want to be successful" or "I want to be happy" don't inspire action. What does success look like to you? What does happiness feel like? Success, like happiness, is a moving target if you don't define it. So get specific. A clear goal isn't just "I want to be rich," it's "I want to earn $100,000 this year." It's measurable. It's clear. It's something you can take action on. And the moment you set a specific goal, you begin to chart your course toward it. Clear goals also need to be time-bound. It's not enough to say, "Someday I'll get there." That's a plan for never getting anywhere. You need a deadline. Deadlines create urgency and force you to focus your efforts. If you say, "I will lose 20 pounds in the next 6 months," now you have a clear target and a time frame to work within. That deadline compels you to take consistent action step by step until you hit your goal. Additionally, clear goals need to challenge you. If your goals aren't stretching you beyond your comfort zone, you're not aiming high enough. It's easy to set goals that feel comfortable, ones you know you can accomplish with little effort. But those kinds of goals don't create the growth that you're capable of achieving. If your goal doesn't scare you a little, if it doesn't make you think, "Can I really do this?" then you're playing too small. Stretch your limits. Aim higher. Challenge yourself to become the person who can achieve those big goals. Setting goals is not just about what you want to achieve, it's about the person you become in the process. The journey toward a big goal will test your patience, your perseverance, your discipline, and your resilience. You'll encounter obstacles, setbacks, and frustrations along the way. But it's all part of the process. The road to achieving your goals is not always smooth, but it's always worth it. To set clear goals is to take control of your future. When you define exactly what you want, you remove the fog of uncertainty that so many people live with. Your mind starts to focus, your actions align, and you begin to see opportunities that were previously hidden from you. The power of clear goals lies in their ability to direct your attention and efforts toward the things that truly matter, allowing you to make consistent progress day after day. Remember this: a goal without a plan is just a wish. Once you set clear, specific, and challenging goals, create a plan to achieve them and start moving forward. Your goals will pull you in the direction of your dreams, and with every step you take, you'll get closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. So set your goals, make them clear, make them bold, and then go after them with everything you've got. Mastering your time is one of the most powerful skills you can develop if you want to take control of your life. Time is the one thing that we all have in common, yet it's also the one thing that slips away the fastest if we don't manage it wisely. The truth is, time is not something we can afford to waste. It's the most valuable resource we have, and once it's gone, we can't get it back. So if you want to achieve greatness, if you want to make progress, you must learn to master how you spend your time. Too often we let time control us instead of the other way around. We let distractions, procrastination, and a lack of planning steal our most precious hours. We feel busy, but we don't feel productive. And there's a big difference between being busy and being productive. Being busy is running in circles without getting anywhere. Being productive is taking intentional steps toward your goals. To master your time, you must stop reacting to life's demands and start taking control of your daily schedule. The first step to mastering your time is prioritizing. Not everything that demands your attention deserves it. You have to ask yourself, what are the most important things I can be doing right now? What moves the needle in my life? What brings me closer to my goals? The key is to focus on high-value activities that will make the most significant impact. This means learning to say no to the things that don't matter and saying yes to the things that do. Once you've identified what's most important, the next step is to plan your day. It's amazing how much clarity you get when you sit down and structure your time. Take the time each day to plan what you will do and be specific. Don't just say, I'll work on my business today, but instead break it down into actionable tasks. I will write 1,000 words for my book, or I will make 10 calls to potential clients. The clearer your plan, the more likely you are to execute it. One of the most effective ways to manage your time is to build strong habits. The most successful people aren't necessarily doing more, they're doing the right things consistently. Habits compound over time. If you dedicate just 30 minutes a day to reading, learning, or working on a key skill in a year, that's 182 hours of growth. That's mastery. By establishing positive habits, you reduce the mental energy spent on decision making, and you free up more time to focus on what truly matters. Avoiding distractions is another key to mastering your time. The world today is filled with interruptions. The phone rings, social media pulls at our attention, and even well-meaning friends and family can derail our focus. It's crucial to create an environment that supports your goals. That may mean turning off notifications, setting boundaries with others, or carving out time in your day when you're completely focused on a specific task. You cannot afford to let distractions rob you of the time that's rightfully yours. Being intentional with your time also means creating balance. It's easy to get caught up in work and productivity, but don't forget that time is also meant to be enjoyed. You need to rest, recharge, and spend time with the people who matter most to you. The most successful people know that a well-balanced life where you give time to family, health, and personal growth is the foundation for achieving long-term success. As you learn to master your time, remember that it's not just about getting more done, it's about getting the right things done. Time management is not a one-size-fits-all formula. It's about creating systems that work for you, aligning your activities with your values, and constantly adjusting as you grow. The key to mastering your time is this time is not a tool to be used only when things get tough. It's the framework for everything you do. When you treat time with respect and use it wisely, it becomes the vehicle that drives you toward your goals. So take control of your time. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Schedule your days with purpose, protect your focus, build productive habits, and align your actions with your highest priorities. Because in the end, the way you spend your time determines the life you live. Time, once mastered, becomes your greatest asset. Self-discipline is the foundation of all success. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's the force that propels you forward when motivation fades, when obstacles appear, and when distractions tempt you to take the easy route. You can have all the talent, intelligence, and opportunities in the world, but without self-discipline, you'll never fully tap into your potential. Discipline is about consistency. It's about showing up every single day, doing what needs to be done, whether you're in the mood or not. You see, motivation comes in waves, and it's easy to feel energized and ready to tackle the world when you're feeling inspired. But when that energy fades, self-discipline is what keeps you on track. It's the habit of doing the right thing day in and day out, regardless of external circumstances. The first step in developing self-discipline is understanding that it's not something you're born with, it's something you can develop through practice. Think of it like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it becomes. It begins with small actions that build over time. If you can learn to discipline yourself in small things, like making your bed every morning or sticking to a schedule, it will become easier to tackle bigger challenges down the road. These small disciplines are the building blocks that lead to long-term success. Self-discipline also means resisting the temptation to take shortcuts. In our fast-paced world, we often look for the easiest route, the quickest fix, or the path of least resistance. But success is rarely achieved through shortcuts. It's earned through hard work, perseverance, and consistency. When you develop self-discipline, you stop looking for shortcuts and instead you commit to doing the work necessary to reach your goals, even when it's hard or uncomfortable. Another key to developing self-discipline is learning to control your emotions. It's easy to be disciplined when everything is going well, but the true test comes when you face adversity, disappointment, or frustration. Self-discipline is about mastering your emotions and not letting them dictate your actions. You can't let a bad day, a failure, or a setback derail you. If you want to succeed, you have to be able to keep going when the going gets tough. Discipline is the ability to stay focused on the end goal, even when the road gets rough. One of the most powerful ways to develop self-discipline is through goal setting. When you have a clear vision of where you want to go, self-discipline becomes much easier to maintain. Goals give you a reason to stay focused and committed. They give you something to strive for, even when distractions or obstacles arise. When you break your goals down into manageable tasks and create a plan of action, discipline becomes a natural byproduct of working towards something meaningful. Self-discipline also means saying no to the things that don't align with your goals. Every decision you make is a step toward or away from your future. If you're constantly saying yes to distractions, you're saying no to the success you're working toward. Saying no isn't always easy, but it's a critical part of developing discipline. You must protect your time and your energy if you want to stay on course. This means saying no to things that drain you, things that aren't aligned with your vision, and things that waste your precious time. Developing self-discipline also requires patience. The process of improvement doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, steady journey of building habits and making the right choices day after day. You have to be patient with yourself as you develop this muscle. There will be setbacks, there will be failures, and there will be days when you want to quit. But true discipline means pressing on, even when things aren't going perfectly. When you develop self-discipline, you develop the ability to control your actions, your thoughts, and your future. You stop reacting to life and start taking proactive steps toward your goals. It's this kind of control that turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. Remember, self-discipline isn't just about doing what you have to do, it's about doing what you need to do, even when you don't want to, in order to create the life you want. So start today. Begin building that muscle of discipline and watch your life transform as a result. Embracing personal growth is the key to unlocking your true potential and living a life of fulfillment. It's the recognition that no matter where you are right now, you can always become better, smarter, stronger, and more capable. Personal growth is not a destination, it's a lifelong journey. The moment you decide to stop growing is the moment you start dying, because growth is the essence of life itself. Too many people fall into the trap of thinking that once they've reached a certain point in life, they're done growing. They believe that their education, their career, or their circumstances have defined their limits. But that kind of thinking is a dangerous trap. The truth is, we are all capable of so much more than we give ourselves credit for. The only limits that exist are the ones we place on ourselves. The good news is, you have the power to break through those limits. You have the power to grow beyond anything you've ever imagined. To truly embrace personal growth, you must first accept that growth requires change. Growth doesn't happen by staying comfortable. It requires you to step out of your comfort zone, challenge your assumptions, and push yourself to do things that feel difficult or unfamiliar. Growth means doing the things that you fear, the things that make you uncomfortable, and doing them consistently until they no longer seem impossible. This is where the magic happens, when you stretch yourself beyond what you thought was possible. Another important part of personal growth is being open to new ideas, perspectives, and experiences. When you embrace growth, you open yourself up to learning from everyone and everything around you. Don't limit yourself to only the things you already know. Seek out new knowledge, new skills, and new ways of thinking. The more you expose yourself to different perspectives, the more you grow as a person. Learning is not a one-time event, it's a lifelong process. If you're not learning, you're stagnating. Embracing personal growth also means taking responsibility for your own development. No one else is going to do it for you. Your growth is in your hands. You must be proactive about seeking opportunities to improve yourself, whether that means reading books, attending seminars, seeking mentors, or simply practicing new skills. You cannot wait for the right circumstances or for someone to hand you success. Success is a result of your own effort, your own choices, and your own commitment to growing each day. The people who embrace personal growth understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the process. The most successful people are often the ones who have failed the most. Failure teaches you valuable lessons about yourself, about life, and about how to approach your goals differently. When you fail, it's not a sign that you should give up. It's a sign that you are learning, growing, and getting closer to where you want to be. So don't fear failure, embrace it, learn from it, and use it as fuel to keep moving forward. A critical aspect of personal growth is self-awareness. You must be honest with yourself about where you are and where you want to go. It's easy to get caught up in self-deception or denial, but personal growth requires clarity and honesty. Take time to reflect on your strengths and weaknesses. Understand what holds you back and be willing to make changes in your behavior or mindset to overcome those obstacles. Self-awareness allows you to identify areas for improvement and make the necessary adjustments to grow into the person you want to become. Personal growth also requires resilience. Life is full of challenges, and it's inevitable that you will face obstacles along the way. What separates those who achieve from those who don't is the ability to bounce back after adversity. Resilience is the capacity to keep going when things aren't easy. to continue pursuing your goals even when life knocks you down. It's not about avoiding difficulties, it's about learning how to handle them and using them as stepping stones toward your ultimate success. When you embrace personal growth, you are not only improving your own life, you are also inspiring those around you. People are drawn to those who are constantly evolving and growing. Your growth becomes a source of inspiration for others to take control of their own lives, to seek out their own growth, and to pursue their own dreams. Growth is contagious. When you commit to growing, you lift others along with you. To truly embrace personal growth is to commit to a life of improvement, learning, and self-discovery. It means deciding that you are never going to settle for less than your best. It's about reaching for the highest version of yourself and striving to become the person you are meant to be. Personal growth is the key to unlocking your fullest potential, and it is the journey that will lead you to the life you've always dreamed of. So make the choice today, embrace personal growth, take action, and become the best version of yourself. The possibilities are limitless when you commit to growth. Controlling your thoughts is one of the most powerful skills you can develop in your pursuit of success. Your thoughts shape your reality. They determine how you see the world, how you respond to challenges, and ultimately how you live your life. If you want to change your circumstances, you first need to change the way you think. It all begins in the mind. The mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it, it will grow. If you sow positive thoughts, thoughts of abundance, possibility, and opportunity, those are the kinds of results you'll begin to see in your life. But if you let negative, limiting thoughts take root, thoughts of doubt, fear, or self-pity, that's exactly what your life will reflect. To control your life, you must first learn to control your mind. One of the first steps in controlling your thoughts is becoming aware of them. Most people go through life on autopilot, letting their thoughts drift wherever the world takes them. They wake up, get swept up in the busyness of the day, and fall asleep without ever taking the time to think about their thoughts. But to master your thoughts, you need to pay attention to them. Notice when you're thinking negatively. Notice when you're doubting yourself, feeling fearful, or imagining failure. Recognize those thoughts for what they are and make a conscious decision to change them. The more aware you become of your thought patterns, the easier it is to redirect them in a positive direction. Your thoughts are not facts, they are simply ideas, and you can choose which ones to embrace. Not every thought you have deserves your attention. Just because a thought pops into your mind doesn't mean it's the truth. In fact, many of the thoughts we entertain are simply old habits, fears, or conditioning from the past. They don't define who you are or where you're going unless you allow them to. When you start questioning your thoughts, when you start asking yourself, is this thought serving me? You begin to take control. If the thought isn't serving you, let it go. Replace it with something that will empower you to move forward. Controlling your thoughts also means taking responsibility for what you think about. If you constantly focus on what's wrong in your life, on your problems, your limitations, or your fears, that's where your attention will stay. You will get more of what you focus on. If, on the other hand, you choose to focus on your goals, on solutions, on opportunities, you'll begin to see those things showing up more in your life. The reality is that you can choose where to direct your mind. And wherever you direct your mind, your actions will follow. Another important aspect of controlling your thoughts is practicing discipline. It's not always easy to stay positive, especially when life throws challenges your way. But discipline is the key to mastering your mind. It's about training yourself to think the way you need to think, even when it feels uncomfortable. Just like you would train a muscle in the gym, you need to train your mind to focus on the positive, on possibilities, on what you want to create in your life. This takes practice, but the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Your thoughts will also be influenced by the people you surround yourself with. If you want to control your thoughts, you need to surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. The people in your life can either help you stay focused on your dreams or drag you down into negativity. Choose your associations wisely. Spend time with people who encourage you, who challenge you to be better, and who help you see the opportunities in every situation. One of the most powerful ways to control your thoughts is through affirmations and visualization. The mind responds to repetition. By repeating positive affirmations and visualizing your success every day, you begin to reprogram your subconscious mind. Your thoughts start to align with your goals, and your actions naturally follow. This simple yet powerful practice can shift your mindset and help you focus on what you truly want to achieve. When you control your thoughts, you control your destiny. Your thoughts determine your feelings, and your feelings determine your actions. If you're thinking positive thoughts, you will feel good, and when you feel good, you will take action. The key to creating the life you want is rooted in controlling your thoughts. It's about taking charge of the mental conversations that happen inside your head. Those conversations will either keep you stuck or propel you forward. So choose your thoughts carefully. At the end of the day, you have the power to shape your reality by choosing what to think about. Don't let your thoughts run wild or be controlled by fear, doubt, or negativity. Take responsibility for your mind, practice discipline, and fill it with thoughts that will move you closer to your goals. When you do this, you will begin to see your life reflect the positive changes you've made in your thinking. Control your thoughts, and you'll control the life you live. Taking action is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. It's not enough to have a vision or set goals. Many people have great ideas, dreams, and intentions, but without action, they remain just that, ideas. Dreams are the seeds, but action is what causes them to grow into something real. If you want to change your life, you need to move beyond thinking about your goals and start taking the steps necessary to make them happen. The truth is, success is not built on thoughts alone. It's built on the consistent, focused effort you put in day after day. The greatest ideas in the world will remain stagnant unless you take the necessary steps to bring them to life. Action creates momentum. It moves you from where you are to where you want to be. Each step, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goal. You can't wait for the perfect moment because it will never come. There's no such thing as the ideal time to begin. The perfect moment is now. If you wait for the conditions to be perfect, you'll find yourself waiting forever. Taking action means stepping out of your comfort zone and being willing to face challenges and uncertainty. It requires courage, and sometimes it's difficult, but that's where growth happens. Action is the key to breaking through your limitations. When you take action, you take control. You stop waiting for life to happen to you, and instead you start creating your own opportunities. The moment you decide to take action, you put the universe in motion on your behalf. It's easy to get stuck in planning, to be paralyzed by overthinking and analysis. But the truth is, there's no perfect plan. Even the best plans need to be adjusted along the way. Perfection is an illusion. It's better to take action imperfectly than to take no action at all. As you move forward, you will learn and adapt. Action teaches you what works and what doesn't. It shows you the path you need to take, even when you don't know all the details. You can't expect to learn everything in advance. You learn by doing. Every mistake, every misstep is simply a lesson that propels you forward. One of the reasons people hesitate to take action is the fear of failure. But failure is not something to be afraid of. It's an essential part of the journey. Everyone who has ever achieved anything significant has failed along the way. Failure isn't a reflection of your ability. It's just part of the process. You learn from failure. It teaches you resilience, patience, and the ability to pivot when necessary. When you take action, you open yourself up to learning, to growing, and to eventually succeeding. Failure is simply feedback, a stepping stone to greater things. Taking action also means being disciplined in your approach. It's easy to take action when you feel motivated, but motivation is fleeting. Discipline, on the other hand, will carry you through even when motivation wanes. It's about showing up every day and doing the work, regardless of how you feel. Discipline is the backbone of success. It's not about grand gestures or huge leaps. It's about consistent, deliberate steps toward your goal. When you commit to taking action, you commit to staying consistent. It's the small, daily actions that compound over time and lead to big results. Sometimes the hardest part of taking action is just getting started. The first step is often the most challenging, but once you begin, you'll find that it becomes easier. The momentum you build from that first action step will push you forward, and before you know it, you'll have made more progress than you ever imagined. The key is to start. Don't wait for everything to align perfectly or for the fear to disappear. Action is not about waiting for the right conditions. It's about creating the right conditions by starting. When you take action, you send a message to the world and to yourself that you are serious about your dreams. The more you act, the more confident you become. You begin to believe that you can achieve anything because you are consistently moving forward. Action builds confidence. It proves to yourself that you have what it takes to succeed. The more you act, the more you learn about your abilities, your strengths, and your capacity to overcome challenges. Remember, success is the result of continuous, focused action. It's not about waiting for the perfect opportunity or hoping that things will magically fall into place. It's about showing up every day and doing the work, no matter how difficult or uncomfortable it may be. Taking action is what sets the successful apart from those who never achieve their dreams. So stop waiting. Take that first step today and keep moving forward. The more action you take, the closer you'll get to creating the life you've always dreamed of. The journey may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Staying accountable is one of the most important elements in achieving success and personal growth. It's easy to set goals, make promises to ourselves, and even get excited about the possibilities. But the real work begins when we hold ourselves accountable for the actions we take or fail to take along the way. Accountability is not about beating yourself up when you slip up, but rather about recognizing the responsibility you have to yourself and your future. It's about following through on what you say you'll do, even when the initial excitement fades. When you stay accountable, you make a commitment to act, not just dream. It's about taking your goals seriously and understanding that achieving them requires consistent effort, time, and dedication. Accountability means looking yourself in the mirror and saying, I'm in charge of my own success. You can't place blame on circumstances or other people. You are the one who must take action, make adjustments, and keep moving forward. One of the first steps to staying accountable is setting clear, specific goals. When you don't know where you're going, it's easy to get distracted or wander off course. A clear goal gives you a target to aim for, and when you know where you're headed, it's easier to stay focused. But setting goals is just the beginning. Accountability means regularly checking in on your progress. It's not enough to simply set goals and forget about them. You need to track your progress, measure your results, and assess whether you're moving closer to your vision. If you're not where you want to be, it's your responsibility to make the necessary adjustments. One of the most powerful ways to stay accountable is by sharing your goals with someone else. Find a mentor, friend, or a colleague who will help you stay on track. When you tell someone your goals, you create an extra layer of responsibility. It's one thing to let yourself down, but it's much harder to disappoint someone else who is holding you accountable. Having someone to check in with, to share your progress, and to help you navigate challenges is a tremendous advantage. It creates a sense of external accountability that can keep you motivated, even when things get tough. But accountability doesn't just mean reporting your progress to others. It also means owning your mistakes and failures. Too often, people shy away from responsibility when things don't go as planned. They make excuses or blame others, but real accountability comes when you face your setbacks head on, learn from them, and get back on track. Every mistake is an opportunity to grow, and when you take full responsibility for your actions, you empower yourself to make positive changes. It's about accepting that your success or failure is up to you and that you have the power to course correct whenever necessary. Staying accountable also means developing the discipline to stay on course, even when you don't feel like it. There will be days when you lack motivation, when distractions tempt you, or when things don't seem to be moving forward as quickly as you'd like. But true accountability is about doing the work even on those days. It's about pushing through the discomfort and the obstacles because you understand that success is a result of consistent effort. If you only take action when it's convenient or easy, you'll never make significant progress. Accountability means making the commitment to yourself, even when things get tough, and sticking to that commitment no matter what. One of the biggest hurdles to staying accountable is the temptation to make excuses. It's easy to justify why you didn't follow through, why you didn't take the necessary steps, or why things didn't go as planned. But excuses keep you stuck. They keep you from growing and improving. When you make excuses, you're giving up your power. You're giving away control over your life. Instead of making excuses, ask yourself what you can do to get back on track. What action can you take right now to move forward? Accountability means taking full responsibility for your actions without excuses. Staying accountable also means being willing to sacrifice short-term pleasures for long-term rewards. Accountability requires discipline, and discipline requires that you say no to things that aren't in alignment with your goals. Whether it's avoiding distractions, cutting out bad habits, or staying focused when others are wasting time, staying accountable means making the tough choices. You have to remind yourself that the rewards you seek in life are the result of consistent effort over time, not the immediate gratification of the moment. Ultimately, staying accountable is about showing up for yourself every single day. It's about making the decision that your future is worth the effort, worth the time, and worth the sacrifices. It's about being honest with yourself, measuring your progress, and committing to constant improvement. Accountability is the key that unlocks your potential because it forces you to take ownership of your journey. And when you take ownership, you take control. If you want to achieve extraordinary things, you need to stay accountable to your goals, your dreams, and most importantly, to yourself. No one can do it for you. It's up to you to stay focused, stay committed, and take the necessary actions to turn your vision into reality. So stop making excuses, take responsibility, and hold yourself accountable. The success you're looking for is on the other side of accountability.